Hi everyone, how you doing? Here on behalf of the MKC to do a brief overview of the league as it's progressed, up going into the last week of competition here on February 13th. And if we have time, we're going to go into what you can expect from us in the future. And if we can't do that, we'll split into two broadcasts. We're gonna try and get it all done in one. That being said, we're gonna start right off at Division One. As it stands right now, Division One, Revolution is dominating with 1,600, 1,665 VR, which is quite a bit. That's 65 VR over the co-champion, which is effective with skill at 1,600 VR even. They've both been dominating in the league. Uh, Revolution has been able to claim more big wins, achieving the extra VR. And IS has had some very, very close matches here in the last coming weeks, so that's they've been only getting the standard VR. Revolution's point spread is also ridiculous because they have lost no points at all, and they're over 1,000 points in overall points total that they have gained. So right now they look pretty unstoppable. 65 VR. They don't have it in the bag completely. They still have a couple matches to finish going into week, 7. But given their history, during this season, it seems highly unlikely that they'll lose any matches. And the one thing that does stand in their way that can put a big, kink in their whole little plan to take over is All Stars. All Stars is also one of the strongest clans in the world, who accidentally fell off in Division One because they didn't know the playoff matches were worth VR, so they kind of blew them off, and they found out they were worth VR, and so that put them in a pretty big bind. So they've been stuck behind effective with skill, but I think that they've been winning all their league matches, and they kind of fell off in playoffs. That was their only downfall. But other than that, they've been doing quite well, and their point spread is just as high as Infected with skills. And if Revolution's last match at Week 7 is against them, and if they can put Revolution away, at a high enough weight, and if Infected with skill can gain a couple more big wins, Infected with skill can actually take over the division championship. So we'll see how that goes. It comes down to the last week really for Division 1. Okay, for Division 2. Gear Team's already been claimed the champion of Division 2. They've already finished their matches. Their Week 10 match was given to a defaulted clan. But as it stands, no clan can really catch up to them. They stand at 1,625 VR. The closest to them are Flow and G37. They stand at 1,560 VR between each other. G37 has a little higher point spread in overall points gained than Flow, so it really comes down to VR between them going into the last match to see who's going to advance with them to Division 1, sorry. But congratulations to KT for becoming the D2 champion for Season 1. It's pretty awesome. And the VR really was very close between all clans up until the last week, and Kier Team kind of just blew by everybody. They got a couple big wins in playoffs. Kier Team lost no playoff matches, which really, really helped them. So, congrats to them on that. Okay, going to Division 3. Division 3 is actually pretty surprising. Elite Racers team is actually leading by quite a bit of VR. They've also topped in the 1600s as well, with Clan GX not too far behind them. Elite Racers team was actually predicted to do quite poorly in Division 3 and were asked why they were even in Division 3. And so that was a bit more motivation for them to prove why they should have been in Division 3. And while they've been proving it pretty well, they've been receiving quite a bit of negative feedback from their Division 3, competition. I don't think they seem to care too much, but they're on top, and if all goes well for them and they don't lose any more matches, they pretty much have claimed the Division 3 title. So good luck to them, and good luck to GX, who is sitting to be the co-champion, and possibly, the Division 3 champion, depending on how things go. GX is set out to go against Starflash for, playoff finals, so we'll see if they get crowned the playoff champions or not, or if Starflash gets claimed the playoff champions. We'll see. In Division 4, it's really been a battle between Koopa Clan 3 and a Quantum. Koopa Clan 3 is actually filled with a bunch of, KC1 vets. People who just play for fun, but they're very, very skilled. And at one time, claimed to be some of the best racers in the world. During the earlier seasons of the WCL, and people were giants, people from all around, and so they came in here in Division 4, and they've just been dominating and pretty much putting a hurt on all these clans. And but Quantum actually came in late in the league, so we had to place them lower, or we would have placed them higher. So they were KC's. They had quite a few off matches. I think they had like 2 bad off matches in the beginning of the league, but they've been able to get themselves together and really, really press on forward, and they've actually got very, very close to KC3. They actually have a chance of taking the D4 title from KC3, depending on how everything goes. They both have to compete against each other in the playoff finals, so we'll see. We'll see where that leads. If KC3 doesn't mess up substantially, they're going to be claiming the D4 title. If they do, then Quantum can take it. It's pretty much where it stands. Apocalypse, they were considered to be last, in the season predictions, but they actually did really well up until about week 4, week 5 when they went against KC3. But they had a pretty big win streak, given all the, the trouble they've been having, the obstacles they've been having to overcome. They've done quite well in the league, and they're still here. And everybody else is pretty even in VR. But KC3, Quantum, and Apocalypse, they're the top 3 leaders in the division. Okay, so good luck to you 3 in going to the last week. All right, Division 5 is probably the most enthusiastic division within the league. Every clan was very, very excited, very competitive. No default matches up until the last couple of weeks, and that was given to some clans having issues and having to leave the league. But that happens. But other than that, every clan really tried. I'm very, very impressed with Division 5. It's actually been really exciting because a couple of clans who were voted to never win any matches at all in predictions have actually put up quite a few upsets against the clans who were considered to win or either take it all, and that has actually caused quite a few issues for the high-end clans in Division 5. The 3 leaders of Division 5 that are like really on a hair, like anything can happen, are High Definition, Fast Food, and No Surrender. High Definition was in the lead until they lost by Eclipse. They lost to Eclipse in the league match, which actually put them in 3rd, putting No Surrender in 1st. But No Surrender lost to Oracles, which also was a big, huge upset. Nobody expected that. So now it's Fast Food can actually take this division, and Fast Food wasn't given very much credit going into the season either. But we'll see how it goes. It really comes down to the last match. It's either going to be Fast Food or No Surrender, as it stands right now, or High Definition if they can get a big enough win against somebody else. We'll see how it goes. Okay, that's concludes the season overlay and what you can expect in the going into the last week. I want to thank you guys, all of you who stayed true to the league and came here to compete. For all the clans who defaulted and caused issues or kind of put us second to the WCO or the MKL or whatever they decided, those clans are probably not going to ever be invited back for obvious reasons, or allowed back for that matter. So hopefully next season will be clean, free, and full of clans who want to compete and who want to do well. We're also going to have some restructuring in the league, but I'm running out of time right now, so I'm going to cover that in the second broadcast. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to this overview. I hope it was helpful to you, and thank you. All right, bye.